So let's get right into it and see what is power number 1, which is this green stone, this green crystals. Let's see if I can zoom it out. Okay, so let's see what's your person's next move towards you. So, wow. Okay, so let's put it on here first. The first card we got is Nine of Swords, the Devil, and the Queen of Cups. I feel like in here, in generally, this person has a lot of fear, that of love, addiction. I don't know if they're actually addicted to certain alcohol, drinks, sweets. Anything that they are obsessed with doing is an addiction as well. Because as you can tell, not only the devil is talking about like someone is obsessed with food, obsessed with certain thing. In a relationship, it can also mean that this person is very obsessive over how things turn out. They're very controlling per se. This person might be very in control of their emotions. They have a lot of emotions though. I feel like they are a very content person. They might seem like this housewife, like you can see she's very well groomed. She might greet her neighbors on a daily basis, like showing as like a very content person. But when she go home, she have a lot of stress, and then she start drinking, as you can tell here. And then adding on to the devil is another situation where telling somebody is having an addiction. So I feel like this person has some sort of control issue. Perhaps maybe they have and also a trauma past, because when we have the Nine of Swords, and this picture is like a woman from the past, like maybe the grandma who passed away that is holding a knife, and then it's like a lot of vintage painting or pictures, art pieces hanging on the wall, and then it's just like haunting people in the midnight, you know? But in here it's saying like this person that you're asking about, they shouldn't be holding on by the past per se. I feel like there are a lot of steps and trays of thoughts are very controlled by their past trauma. It's like if they have like a traumatic childhood or like relationship that didn't work out or end up pretty bad, no matter what happened right now, as long as those memories bring back to, like, those memories was just popped up whenever they see the similar situation again. And then in here Tarot is telling them that they shouldn't be holding back by the past. And then the devil here is like that this person have a lot of lust for you. They felt like they couldn't get enough of you. I don't know like what kind of relationship do you want with him. If you're wanting to have more one night stand or more lustful relationship, I would say go for it. This person does have emotional feelings for you, but I feel like together with the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords together, and the devil, the combination here is this person they like you, they have emotion for you, but I don't think they know how to care about a person at this moment. I feel like they had a lot of memories that are haunting them that are not actually necessarily memories right now. It seriously can be like from a long time ago. Back memories or past memories are haunting them in a way. And then they're still like savoring it till now. They're still they feel like when they're with you, they can be safe, and you're like the sweets for them. You're like this safe haven for them whenever bad things, whenever this trauma came up. And she can, like, he can, or he, they can savor you whenever this trauma comes to haunt them. It's like they couldn't get enough of you from this emotional drown kind of water. It's like an overflowing water. They couldn't get enough of you because you make them feel very safe, very comfortable. You make them feel loved and care, while whenever their past memories are haunting them. So I feel like their next step towards you, they will show gestures that they care for you. They will maybe ask you for a drink, ask you to hang out to eat food, go on a small date, but one of those Tinder date probably. But I don't feel like they know what exactly they want with you at this point. But I gotta say, they do have feelings for you. But for actions, for what are they gonna do? Like I said, it's more like a Tinder date. It's more like, they ask you out on a drink, probably will lead to sex kind of thing. So yeah, or if you're not that old, so probably is more like a fantasy that they're living towards for you, because in here is more like a fantasy, you know. It's like emotional fantasy. It's like you're the dream that they have, you know. And here it's like whenever they're with you, they feel like they're drunk, and then they're happy, and then all these past memories wouldn't haunt them. But you have to be careful, because like, it's like, you know, back in the days, commercials saying like, oh, no matter how many chocolate cake you eat, how many peanut butter, like, processed food you eat, you will still remain in shape, right? But now, like, it's a devil. Food, this is like a temptation, right? It's not as what it seems like. It's just a marketing. It's like how it just sugar-coated to be. That's why you will eat it. That's why you will buy it. If they're telling the truth, I don't think you'll want to eat it, right? So, I mean, the cake. So here I feel like, yes, they would definitely, I feel like they will ask you out eventually if they have not yet. Not very fast though, I wouldn't say. I don't know how to tell you about exactly what day, but it's not gonna be like very fast, because I don't see any swords energy in here. But they would definitely eventually ask you out in 3 months. But just letting you know, I don't think they're prepared for anything serious if that's what you're looking for. So let's move on to pile number 2. Whoever chooses really cute. Blue crystals. It's kind of shiny, as you can see here. Yeah, let's dive into it. So the first card is 8 of Cups, 4 of Swords, and Knight of Wands. Okay. Interesting. This is another energy going on here. Okay. I feel like in the past, they were walking away from something. Probably a relationship. Hold on, let me focus. Okay. So in the past, I feel like they are walking away from something. They have a lot on their plate. As you can see, she's a housewife trying to like make everybody a coffee. And she's like frustrated because she has a lot to do, you know? And then, yeah, and then she wants to basically move on to the situation. She want to get done with this work. And then how funny that 4 of Swords came right away. It's like, oh, okay, I done all this work and now I'm gonna rest. So I feel like this person is like, if you just met this person. I would say like they just experienced like a past relationship. They really want to be chill for now, like be probably moved away from something that is no longer fitting them or no longer making them grow, so that they moved on from the next situation. Or if you guys actually are in a relationship or situationship, I feel like they feel like it's, I'm sorry to say, but it's kind of draining for them right now. I feel like they really want to move it away for at least for now, and just calm down and think about what they can do to make the situation better, enhance the situation. Because the Four of Swords came out, and here is like this housewife overworked herself, and that's why I said it's funny to see how this two cards came out together, because she was so drained, and now she was like, okay, like voila, like sunshine. I need to rest. I need to take care of me. I need to take care of myself. It's me time. So that's why she was like, I'm dropping off all the knives. I'm not cooking. I'm not serving you, children or neighbors, whatever, people that are around. I'm not doing those things anymore. She was like, I'm gonna take a rest, and I'm gonna have the awakening. I feel like they are pretty drained if they are in a relationship. They were in a relationship with you, or you guys are like situationship, or you guys just take a break or separated. I feel like they need a timeout right now. It's kind of like a small hermit card, per se, Four of Swords. They need to this is a necessary time to take care of themselves. So I feel like if you really do care about this person, I would highly recommend that you guys just leave them for it is right now. It's really for the best. And I don't want to tell you like all the pretty things, because I feel like relationship is not easy at all, and I wouldn't say, oh, like they're gonna come to you because I see the Knight of Wands. No. I have to be honest with you, they're very focusing on themselves right now. But the good news is, after they finish figuring out themselves, after they have this epiphany, as you can see the halo around this housewife, she had the epiphany. She will have the epiphany eventually. It's just a matter of time, okay? And then in the future, we have the Knight of Wands. So what are they gonna act? What is their next move? What are their next moves? They will definitely take a move, but it's pretty awkward, like a sudden approach. And then it's so sudden that you would be like what? Because it's in here, this card is talking about a little kid riding a bicycle in the neighborhood, like shouting in a speaker loud, like a plumber, like shouting at everybody, like, look at me, like making a scene out of nowhere. So in here, I feel like after they have done searching for themselves, searching for the epiphany, the answer that they need to look for, they will come back in total recharge. They will be alive, and they will bring this purpose, because you see how he's holding this plumber, and then how he is determined to move forward, to move things forward. Because in here, she doesn't know her direction. It's like northeast, southwest, and knife. It's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna chill for now because I was so burdened before. But now they have the epiphany. They know what to do, and they're gonna rush to it with passion. But bear in mind, guys, they do have passionate feeling for you. But I feel like it's just in the process of how to they need to figure out what kind of feelings they have for you. Because I feel like no matter you guys were in a relationship, never been together, I feel like in some sort of places in their heart or head, they have this uncertainty or confusion about relationship. It's just not about you. No matter what your situation is, it's not just about you or not about the people that they have dealt with. I feel like it's more about their confusion, their experience with emotions, if with relationship is not that established per se. And then they know that they need to sit down and think before they can charge into the situation with a purpose. I actually like how the Knight of Wands came out here instead of here, because if they have different arrangement, position of combination, it will have different meanings. But in here, they charge in after a period of epiphany, after they figure out what they actually want out of this situation. Then that's a good charging in per se. So I would say they would eventually, this will come out pretty fast, I would say, because it's more like a knight and then fire energy. It's pretty quick as a knight, okay? But for meanwhile, just be put in a little bit more patient, and that's all I ask. Just put in a little bit, tiny bit of patience, okay? And then they will eventually came in. You don't want them to come in to just do whatever without a purpose. You want them to know what they want from this situation, you know? Or later on you're going to be like, oh, he just kissed me without a purpose. He just flirt with me without a purpose. You don't want that, right? So for now, just leave him or leave her as they are. Let them search for themselves. Let them understand, clear up the confusion that they have for a relationship or for emotional matters that they have to learn or have to have like an enlightenment per se, like a voila moment, you know. So that's pile number 2. Let me know if you comment down below if it resonates with you. And if it's not gonna always resonate with for everybody, because sometimes you have to really meditate on a lot, and sometimes this is just not supposed to be the message for you. You can choose another pile or check my other videos if you want. So here, oh, okay. It's really interesting pile. Okay, so the last pile, we have Death, 7 of Wands, and Chariot. I feel like, okay, I don't know why I sense that this pile is like a long distance relationship. Or this relation, okay, let me back up. Either, we have 2 scenarios here. Either this relationship or this situationship is going through a very big transformation, or either you guys are in a long distance relationship. Okay, let's do the transformation scenario first. The reason why I see transformation is because at the first, obviously, it's death. Death, everybody know, is not literally mean death, or it could be, but I don't think the situation is. In here, it has like a jar of mayonnaise. And this jar of mayonnaise is like, is gone bad. Is expired. You can see all the flies, the moles. It means that everything has an expiration date. And you have to understand, after you use up this jar, like, you don't want to get sick from eating this jar. So why not just buy another jar and you can enjoy the mayonnaise? Because if you eat it, it's poison, you know. Salmonella, you can see, it's like poison, real poison. Everything expires with the skulls, right? So in here, it's telling you that something has to put an end. Something that needs to be thrown away for a long time should be thrown away for a long time. It should not be still there, you know? And The next card is Seven of Wands. I feel like in here, a lot of you guys are trying to clean up the mess that you guys had. You feel like as long as I brush it off, I try my best to clean the jar or like to put it in the fridge. Hopefully it will extend the situation a little longer so we don't have to separate. I don't think you should be doing that, because when death is here, that means the natural transformation has to be addressed, has to come out, you know? You cannot avoid natural endings. Sometimes like you just have to throw out bad stuff. You couldn't just keep it because like you hope that it would work while it's not gonna work anymore. But I do feel like after you clean up the whole situation, I feel like this person, they really want to have a fresh new start with you, even though it's not Ace of Cups, Swords, or Wands, or, you know, all those kind of Ace. But here is like they really do care about the situation. They really want to put in effort to make things clean again. They want things to be right again. And they want to have a new beginning with you. Because of the Chariot here, see, two housewives were originally have to go take the car to the grocery stores to buy food, but they ended up getting the risk Campbell suit. That means they decided that they're gonna go to a trip, like just out of the blue, you know. So they just decided they want to go on an adventure, like it can mean travel, stuff like that. That's why I felt like maybe this transformation will let this person to realize that they need to get rid of their bad habits. They need to clean up some bad habits, and then they need to try a little bit more. They need to put in more effort to pursue you, and per se, because I feel like this person has like a fear issue. They are scared that if they throw this jar of mayonnaise, they wouldn't have any mayonnaise anymore. But after they have gone through, overcome this fear, after they get rid of all the bad habits that they have in this relationship, like fear of losing you just because you throw out something, or however it resonates with you guys. You know, it could be a habit, it could be memories, you know. If you don't throw away old memories, you're not gonna have new memories, you know. It's not necessarily like telling you to throw away your memories, but it's just like sometimes if you keep missing the past and you're not having the courage to create something new, then you'll never have a new beginning. This is what it likes. You have to have certain right amount of risk to take in your life in order to achieve something bigger. I mean, of course, I interpret it this way because it happens to be in this position, but it's not always the same way as I interpret it. So every time is different, so don't assume that every time is going to be like this, you know, because if Chariot combined with some of the cards, it can also mean maybe slow it down, maybe don't put too much risk in there. So in here, I do feel like this person is gonna overcome their fear, throwing out bad habits, and wanting to have a clean slate with you. They really want to put in the effort to have a clean slate with you and have a new adventures, new chapters. This is a pretty strong energy here because we have two major arcana, and then in here it's just like they have a strong will to want to overcome, to have a new chapter with you. Pretty fast too, because we have Wands and Chariot together. The urge is pretty urgent. The urge is pretty strong. And then another scenario that I was talking about is long distance relationship, is because I feel like this could be those long distance relationship that you guys might had a thing together, but because of like distance, you guys just remain as friends. And then this sparks that you guys once had, either while you travel to somewhere or he traveled to you and you you guys met each other and then you had a thing before, but then now after a while being maintained as friends, then recently something happened, triggers that you guys have the passion again, memories came back, and then they really want to take the risk with you and see if they could have a new beginning with you. It's just so, this is how divine timing works, because before you were like, why before we just suddenly turn into friends again after the sparks or the chemicals just happened for a short term and we just became friends, and now like he wants a relationship or he wants romantic feelings with me again. It happens all the time, you know. So I experienced it before, so I can tell you this is 2 scenarios you can get from there. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Let me know, comment down below if you resonates or not. I mean, if it doesn't resonate, you don't be sad. I mean, there's always other readers, or you can check out my other videos to see if those can resonate with you a little bit better. And sometimes you don't really have, the reason why I interpret the tarot in a more broader situation is because if I have to describe certain things or situation too detailed, sometimes it doesn't fit, you don't fit your situation that well. So I think interpreting this way will enables you to understand or to put in your situation a little bit better. So hope you guys enjoy this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.